Have you ever heard of I Create Inc? If not, this is a perfect time to learn all about I Create Inc. This will be featured in our popular segment called InDialog. InDialog, where our popular and creative host is Mr. Bhargava. Mr. Bhargava's guests this morning are Dr. Aruna and Mr. Harsh Bhargava. Let's see.
Namaskar, I'm Bharat Bhargava. Thanks for joining InDialog. In 1999, my brother Harsh visited India during the time the Kargil war was going on. The army had advertised 120 positions, but there was so much unemployment in the country that more than 100,000 youth showed up for the jobs, and a riot broke out. In fact, 3 of the young men looking for jobs got killed. Disturbed by this incident, Harsh and his wife Aruna decided to launch a program for fostering entrepreneurship as a solution to the unemployment problem. They did this in partnership with a New York-based entrepreneurship training program called NIFTY. So, fast forward today, Harsh and Aruna have been running pro bono, a thriving nonprofit organization called I Create, with global headquarters in McLean, Virginia, and 14 centers in India, 2 in Kenya, and many more in the pipeline. I Create's well-known logo, creating job creators instead of job seekers, says it all. And I'm pleased to present Harsh and Aruna as my guests today. Welcome to InDialog, Aruna and Harsh.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on InDialog.
Indeed, my pleasure. So Harsh holds an MBA from the Harvard Business School. He is the president of I Create, and professionally, he is the president of Bankworld Inc., a Washington area consulting company engaged in private sector and financial sector development internationally. Bankworld has provided advisory services in over 75 countries. Dr. Aruna Bhargava is the executive director of I Create. She is also an author, having published books both for children and adults. Her book, Everyday Entrepreneurs, which carries a foreword by India's top industrialist Rahul Bajaj, is in its 5th reprint. India's national school system, CBSE, has included this book in their recommended reading list. So Harsh, going straight to it, what does I Create do?
Well, as you said right in the opening, we seek to create job creators instead of job seekers.
Mm-hmm.
I Create has 2 streams.
Okay.
One is called Changing the Mindset. This is an intensive program for the youth in India. It has been often called a mini MBA with a focus on entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
It is delivered to thousands of students each year using I Create's unique, highly participatory methodology. We provide the students motivation and skills to consider entrepreneurship as a career alternative. To date, 36,000 youth have been trained in this program.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the program, students prepare their business plan, participate in local, regional, and national level competition, winning trips and seed money. The top winner receives an all-expense-paid trip to New York to attend NIFTY's international event and is awarded $1,000 as seed money as his award.
Oh, that's so good.
Here's a picture of our winner in New York.
Looks good, great. So what's the second stream you mentioned?
Well, under the second stream, I Create is providing entrepreneurship training at the grassroots level to the needy, divorced, deserted, and otherwise disadvantaged women and unemployed youth. This way they can start their own small business, exit the cycle of poverty, and be able to live with dignity.
Wow.
Over 1,700 entrepreneurs have been created, and each one of their stories is truly heartwarming.
1,700 entrepreneurs. That's pretty impressive. Aruna, would you care to give example of any of these entrepreneurs?
Sure. Let me tell you the remarkable story of Seema. Seema was married into a joint family, and she was constantly harassed and even beaten by her husband for more dowry. But unfortunately, Seema's parents were very poor and couldn't give any more dowry. So one day, Seema was beaten so badly that, bleeding with a head wound and crying, she ran away from home and was on the verge of committing suicide.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but fortunately, she met one of iCreate's master trainers. He took her under his wing. She attended an iCreate Aspiring Entrepreneurship workshop that completely changed her outlook and completely changed her entire life. She started a small grocery business, which she later expanded, and she became quite successful at it. And now she's so full of self-confidence that she's invited as a guest speaker at iCreate's training workshops.
That is such a moving story, Aruna.
Here's a picture of one of our entrepreneurs.
So I understand the former president of India, Dr. Kalam, is also impressed by your program, and he has mentioned it in several of his speeches.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Kalam has praised iCreate many times. Speaking of stories, in one of his speeches, he gave an example of an iCreate entrepreneur, Abdus Samad. Abdus Samad was a poor young man from a village who, after getting the iCreate training, started a seed farm business 8 years ago. And today, his business volume is 10 crores.
Oh, wow.
Or 100 million rupees. And he provides employment to 450 fellow villagers.
Oh, wow, that is so wonderful. But you know, that sounds so such a mammoth undertaking. And how do you do it? You live in the USA.
Yes, it is. We are constantly engaged in India through phone, email, or our trips there. But the real success comes because of the people who have joined the iCreate mission. We have a very strong team of highly committed center directors and master trainers. I wish we had the time to name them all. Our team in India is headed by a wonderful gentleman, Mr. Ullas Kamath, who is an amazing leader and totally committed to the cause. Truly, they are the ones who are making the transformational change in the lives of tens of thousands of youth and disadvantaged throughout India.
Wow.
And here's a photograph of Mr. Kamath and Dr. Kalam, the former president.
We're also fortunate to have some phenomenal individuals who are not only funding the centers, but are providing direct guidance to the organization. There are many I would have liked to name. However, given the limited time, I'd like to mention a few. Vishwa Prakash, Purnendu Chatterjee, Jay Mishra, Siraj Bora, Kirit Desai, Deepak Mayani, Sridhar Menon, and our own siblings. The amazing people came forward to support iCreate as an act of faith, since it was little more than an idea back then. Today we have a successful track record which wasn't there when they joined.
So I can see you have a great track record. Is there any way a larger number of people can benefit from your program?
Sure. Actually, we are working on two separate strategies to expand our activities multifold. CBSE runs 12,000 schools in India. At their invitation, iCreate has helped develop entrepreneurship curriculum, which is being rolled out to thousands of schools.
Oh, wow.
Our ultimate goal is to train CBSE's school teachers throughout India to adopt iCreate's training methodology.
Wow. With CBSC, I can see you can surely scale up your program in a big way. So then what's your second strategy?
Well, that's equally exciting. The government of India has set up NSDC, its National Skills Development Council, for providing skills to millions of people each year. We are working with NSDC to offer our program to youth so that those trained in skills will have the ability to start their own business rather than looking for jobs which are just not there.
I know that your program has won many awards, including, was it called the Best International Entrepreneurship Program this year? That must be pretty gratifying.
It is indeed very gratifying, and what gives us most gratification is seeing the lives of young people transformed after they've participated in the iCreate program. For example, last year we attended an iCreate training at a vocational school for girls from poor families, children of domestics, rickshawalas, etc. These girls who looked timid and undernourished were transformed in their knowledge and confidence after participating in the iCreate program. When they presented their business plans in front of the audience, which was a first ever for them, they spoke with such confidence that it brought tears to my eyes. They made sophisticated PowerPoint presentations with mastery, discussing concepts like market segmentation, break-even, cash flow, raising capital, risk mitigation, and much more.
That sounds like mini MBA, all right. So wonderful. So I suppose folks can find out more about the program at your website?
Sure, and the address is www.icreateinc.org.
So Aruna, I can't let you go without asking about your weekly satsangs. You see, Aruna wears many hats. For one, she conducts a satsang over the phone every Sunday night for Indian American and Canadian children, which also includes life skills coaching. Aruna, I have seen your satsang sessions on YouTube and have enjoyed them greatly. Could you please tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. I've been doing the phone satsangs for kids through conference call for the last 4 years. Each session is for 30 minutes and covers a topic that the kids have to deal with in their day-to-day lives in school or elsewhere. I also teach them chanting and meditation. I feel so good when the parents write to me how eagerly their little ones await the satsangs.
Well, if children are waiting, that's real testimony. So how can children or grandchildren of our viewers join the satsangs?
Parents can simply send me an email at drbkidauthor@gmail.com. Of course, there's no fee. This is my seva.
So Harsh, last 30 seconds, anything you would like to add?
Sure. iCreate has now got a cloud campus. Students who can't attend the program live can access it through our cloud campus. And video sessions of our program can also be viewed on our website.
Well, thanks, Aruna and Harsh. It's been really wonderful having you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining InDialog. Have a wonderful day.